In this video, I'm going to talk about the unexpected yet critical change necessary for an addict early on in recovery. Recently, I did an interview with Kristen Kirkpatrick, Senior Fellow at the Meadows Behavioral Health. She is their nutrition expert. She's Dr. Oz's nutrition expert. She was named by the Huffington Post as one of the top 35 nutrition experts in the country. So Kristen also wrote the Fuel Well dietary program or diet food program for addicts in recovery, addicts that are at the Meadows Behavioral Health, which, by the way, I want to mention that the Fuel Well program is for people in recovery from substance use disorders and process disorders, not for people with eating disorders. That is a different plan. So the number one expected change for an addict early on in recovery to make relates to their diet. Why? It's important because a diet affects your mood, it affects your emotions, it affects your mental clarity. Eating good, high quality, real food. That's the key here, eating real food. What is real food? Real food includes grass-fed beef, okay, or beef from a grass-fed cow, grass-fed and grass-finished. And in a perfect world, according to Kristen, you're going to call the farmer. You're going to ask the farmer if you can come to the farm because you want to see the cow. You want to see where the cow was raised. You want to see the pasture that the cow was eating their food from. That's in a perfect world. I know that's not realistic for most people. Why not beef from a corn-fed cow? Cows weren't meant to eat corn. Cows weren't meant to eat grain. So beef from a corn-fed cow is not considered real food. I know that seems kind of crazy, but that's true. You want to eat, it's super important to eat beef from a grass-fed and grass-finished cow. So it's really important. And today, more and more people are so conscious about the beef and the food that they are eating that those are the questions that you should be asking, whether you're at a restaurant, at a grocery store. If you're eating a burger from Red Robin or Applebee's, it's not real food. I mean, it's crazy to think that, but it's not real food. Next thing is you want to stay away from unprocessed food. No Twizzlers, no Debbie Nutty Bars, no Twinkies, Ding Dongs, or any other food that is processed. Our bodies don't respond well to foods that are processed. So we want to eat, again, real food. Fruits, lots of greens, lots of vegetables that are organic, not grown with pesticides. So organic greens, organic vegetables, organic fruits. Fruits, that speaks to sugar. So you also want to stay away from processed sugar. You want to stay away from sugar in general. But if you do have a sweet tooth, because a lot of times, I know for me, I had a sweet tooth. I mean, when I was early on in recovery, I was eating cake, pie, candy, ice cream, anything I could get my hands on. And so a lot of people early on in recovery have that sweet tooth. So if you have the sweet tooth and if you want to satisfy that craving, you're going to be better off eating fruit. You're going to be better off eating berries, strawberries, banana, but not just the fruit on its own. You're going to want to eat fruit paired with some sort of a fat. So again, and one thing that many people say is sugar is not fat doesn't make people fat, sugar makes you fat. So that's a completely different discussion. But when you're going to have fruit, you're going to have sugar, you want to pair it with fat because fat is hard for your body to digest. It takes lots of energy for your body to digest, and therefore your body is digesting both fat and the sugar from the fruit. And then also, if you can throw in some fiber, that's another really good thing to throw in there. Next thing, dairy. So many people think that dairy causes inflammation. Dairy is bad. Dairy can be bad. For some people, dairy is bad. And for some people, dairy does cause inflammation, but not for everybody. The most important thing is if you're going to eat dairy, you want to eat dairy from a grass-fed animal. So grass-fed butter, for example. Next thing is lectins. Gluten is a lectin. And so, again, for some people, lectins are bad. Lectins cause inflammation. For some people, gluten is bad. Gluten causes inflammation. Gluten causes them to be tired. Gluten causes them to be mentally foggy. So for some people, not for everybody. And this speaks to just being aware of how food affects you, how food affects your mental clarity, how food makes you feel. You should feel energized after you eat. Food is fuel. So you should feel energized after you eat. If you are tired, if you feel like you need to take a nap, then you might want to look at what you ate, what you put in your body, because your body might not like that food. Next thing is intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting is something that is becoming more and more popular for people. We weren't meant to eat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We don't need to eat all of the time. And so intermittent fasting is a way to close the window, because digesting food takes energy. So we want to give our bodies a rest. We want to give our digestive systems a rest. So you can start with a 12-hour window of time to eat, or a 14-hour window of time to eat. And many people that fast on a daily basis do the intermittent fasting thing, and their window of time to eat is going to be as little as 4 to 6 hours. So 10 to 14 hours is a good place to start. And also, with a window of time being shorter, you're going to eat less food. That's just how it is. So again, the biggest change, unexpected change that is really just imperative for a person early on in recovery to make speaks to their food. Eat real food. Consider intermittent fasting. Hi, I'm Tim Westbrook. I'm the CEO of Camelback Recovery. If you gained value from this video, like, comment, subscribe. If you'd like to check us out on our I Love Being Sober podcast, you can find us live on YouTube and on Facebook. Follow the links below to our other social media pages. We can also be reached at 602-466-9880 by phone or by text. Our website is camelbackrecovery.com. Let's stay connected.